Greetings. This is Joanna Conde, and this is Real Estate for Seniors. I am a real estate agent and realtor with HomeSmart, and I've prepared these videos based on what I have learned over my 35 years in the real estate business. And today I'd like to talk about the reasons why people sell, because there are many reasons, and some it's because they have to, and some it's because they want to. And this video has two real parts. The first one is going to talk about those people who must sell. And there are a few slides on that. And then, if nothing else would be interesting, you can leave, but please subscribe if you like the series so that you can hear our next videos. And the rest of the video will be on the reasons people sell. And you really need to think about why you're selling before you make the decision to contract with an agent and put your home on the market. So I'm going to share my screen because I prepared some slides and they kind of guide us through. Also, I'd like to mention that these slides are available in another video, just the slides alone, not narrated, if you'd like to go back and look at them later. So let me share my screen. And here we are, Real Estate Insights from my 35 years of experience. To sell or not to sell? That is your question, and you should have your answers. Don't let your neighbors talk you into it, your friends who have moved talk you into it, your family talk you into it. Think about the answers to your questions and understand your whys. Why do whys matter? Well, they could have an effect on your action plan. If you've inherited a house and you have to have an estate sale and get your paperwork in order, you can't list it right away. And if you want to buy a new house, but you have to sell this one, that could be a problem. Or maybe you want to move first and then sell your house. So your whys will make a difference in your timing and your action plan. And knowing the whys and understanding your whys may keep you from making a bad decision. There are two categories for selling. One, you need to, or two, you want to. When you need to, the decision has pretty much been made for you. And you want to, well, there could be a number of reasons, and we'll go over those. Need to sell, these are the common situations that I see. You say, we can't manage this house anymore. There are too many stairs. People trip. I can't take care of everything. I can't clean it like I used to do. I don't have the time to take care of it. It's no longer safe for us. Or you have the taxes, the insurance, the maintenance. Your house needs repairs. You don't have the energy or time to do them yourself, and you don't have the funds to do them for you. You may need a new roof in a few years, or you may need a new heating system, or you may want to change out the windows. And financially, you just can't keep up. Those are needs. Or maybe somebody died and the property has gone into an estate or a trust and the property has to be sold. Now, if you are in any of those categories and you must sell, before you leave this video series, I hope you subscribe so you can get the next video in the series, which says, what do you do next? And that's going to be hire the right agent, get your documents in order. So, bye if you're leaving now, and if you're staying, we're moving on. The decision, it's your why, and they fall into basically 6 categories: physical or health issues, financial, family or circumstances, emotional, lifestyle, and freedom. And I'm sorry my voice is cracking, but I can't do anything about it. The home no longer supports mobility. And even though you can manage, you're going, I don't want to manage. Yes, you can go up and down the stairs now, but you're really not looking forward to doing it in the future. Or maybe taking care of it is too much. For example, you live back east and it's really not fun shoveling snow. I've been there, done that. And I love it in some ways. I did as a kid, but now that I'm a senior, I don't want to shovel snow. Or maybe you're in a hot area and you're thinking, this yard is too big for me to take care of in the heat. So those are physical reasons. You may want to transition to independent or assisted living, and that would be a reason to sell. You'd like your lunches and your dinner prepared for you. You'd like to feel safer. Or maybe you need to be closer to healthcare or support services. Maybe you live out in the country and the nearest hospital is 10 miles away, and it's really not, it's not easy for you. So those are physical or health reasons. Another is financial. The home is expensive in time and energy and cost to maintain. Discussed that a little bit in the previous one, but it's expensive and it's getting more expensive. The taxes are going up. Maybe you live in a homeowners association and the homeowners fees are going up. And maybe you're not working anymore and you're more on a tighter budget, and it's just not financially good for you. You can make it, but it's a struggle. So, and you think, gee, if I sold the house and I have equity in the house, I could take that money that I freed up and I could either downsize and buy another house. And if I did that, I'd still have money to do other things, maybe fun things. Maybe I've worked so hard all my life, I haven't had time for fun. And so financial could have to do with freeing up funds. And maybe what you're talking about is selling a second home or a rental that you no longer need or you want to take care of. It's no longer viable. You can't travel across the country anymore to go to your vacation home. And it's really time you made a decision. So those are financial reasons. And now we come to family or circumstances. You've inherited a home you may not want. And though you liked visiting your parents there, you really don't want to live there. And so do you want to fix it up and make it a home that you'd like, or do you just want to sell it and move on and maybe buy another home? Or maybe you've had a divorce and you want a new home, or maybe you need a new home. And so you want to sell the one you're in and get something that doesn't have the bad memories. Or maybe you've gotten married recently and now you want an our home. You don't want to live in his home. He doesn't want to live in your home. You want an our home that you've picked out together. So that's a good reason. I know. And maybe you want to go back home and be closer to family. Now, I'm going to give you some caveats on that. Before you do that, make sure that your family really wants you there. Go back home and spend a month, not just a week where everybody can get together, but a month to see if you really want to be back there. See if the going back home is a place you really want to be. And if you can, it's a good idea to rent for a month or 2 or 3 to see if you really want to be there and if your family has time for you. And if they do, great. But I know too many people who have gone back, sold their home, moved back to be closer to family, and it turned out the family wasn't really that interested in having them there. They gave a lot of lip service during the time they were there for a weekend or a week, but when push came to shove, it wasn't a good thing. So think about that carefully before you make that big decision. Emotional. Maybe the house has too many memories, both good and bad, and maybe it's time to sell. Maybe it's just time to move on. And if that's the case, that could be a very good reason. Maybe your neighborhood has changed. It's not the same. Perhaps all of your neighbors have died or moved away, and you're beginning to feel isolated. It used to be that you could go next door and talk to people. You've known them for years, but they passed away or they moved, and now you don't know the new neighbors. They're younger, they have kids, they have other activities, and you're feeling left alone and isolated. Think about that. If that's the case, then move someplace where you can make new friends. Times change, and sometimes we have to move and change with them. Lifestyle. You live there because you work nearby. You were 15 minutes to work, but you don't work anymore. You're retired. So why are you here? Why do you want to stay there? Maybe there's someplace else you'd like to be. That's a reason. Think about it. Many of the things you enjoyed in the neighborhood are no longer there. The parks have been turned into housing complexes. Its grocery stores have closed, or their traffic has gotten much heavier. It used to be that you could walk down the street and you knew everybody, and it was easy to walk to the grocery store, but the grocery store isn't there, and you don't have kids in school. Look at the things that you enjoyed in the neighborhood, and if they aren't there anymore and you no longer enjoy them, then maybe it's time to make a change. And so that could be a good reason. Freedom. You're tired of homeownership responsibilities. It's not that you can't take care of the house. You don't want to take care of the house. It's not physical. It's that you don't want to. The house is big. You spend all day Saturday, cleaning, and you'd really rather do something else. You're tired of vacuuming. You're tired of taking care of the yard. You're just tired of it. It was a lovely house. It was great when you lived there, but you need to move on. You want to travel. You don't want to be tied down. You want to be able to leave the house for a few months without worrying about the house. You want flexibility and you want simplicity. And you want to have fun. You want to go where life takes you and have some fun. If you sell the house you're in, you may have money left over to buy an RV and travel, or you may buy a second home, another home, not a second home, but you might want to buy another home that's much smaller, that's easier to take care of. So think about that. You may want just your freedom. And those are the 6 reasons why people sell. And the thing is, you need to think about them and write them down. I'm going to stop sharing my slides, and I'm back. And it's a good idea to write them down and think of them. Don't move impulsively. I've done it, been there, done that. Not a good decision. Say, these are the pros, make a list, and these are the cons. And when the pros outweigh the cons, both in strength and in number, then it's time to sell and move on. And if you've made that decision to sell, the next step is to get a good agent. And the reason is they will tell you what paperwork you need to have in order to sell. They need to know the neighborhood, and they need to give you a market analysis. And we're going to do all of that and talk about all of that in the next video, which will be finding the right agent for you. And so I want to thank you for taking your time to see this video. And if you liked it, please subscribe and please give us a thumbs up, like. And please look at our other videos in this series. And again, thank you for watching today. And I hope that we'll see you again. Bye.